It was 2 in the morning when the guard called me, his voice careful, almost confused. 2 people were standing at my gate. They said they were my parents, the same parents who skipped my wedding, who told everyone I was embarrassing them by becoming a nurse, who said I would never amount to anything, and now they were begging the gatekeeper to let them into my mansion. I stared at the monitor, their shivering silhouettes in the cold, and all I said was, "Not tonight." I went back inside, where my kids slept warm and safe upstairs. They were the reason I kept fighting, the reason my life had rebuilt itself from scratch. I had saved them years ago during a blizzard. 3 siblings abandoned in a broken RV. I fought the doctors, CPS, police, everyone who tried to separate them. Then I fought their rich, toxic biological parents in court, through rumors, insults, and lies that spread online like poison. And through it all, I sacrificed everything. I sold my car, worked double shifts, lived on noodles so the kids could eat better, but the world eventually shifted. I was promoted, then offered a national training role, then investors supported my outreach programs. The mansion came later, long after the bruises of the past had healed. But peace never lasts without someone testing it. The very next morning my lawyer called in a panic. My parents had filmed themselves outside my gate, crying and pretending I had abandoned them. The video went viral. Comments flooded in, people calling me ungrateful, dramatic, heartless. The media grabbed it. CPS requested another routine welfare check on my kids. I was pulled right back into the world I thought I'd escaped. That same night. Once the kids were asleep, I brought out the safe box. Inside was every document I'd ever kept. Court papers, adoption files, the written statement where my parents said they would not attend my wedding or support my choices. Survivors keep proof. And this time, that proof would protect me. I handed the folder to my lawyer in the morning. "Release everything," I told him. He hesitated, knowing what it would do to my parents. I didn't. I was done carrying the blame for wounds they created. 1 week later, the truth was public. The abandonment, the insults, the years of dismissal, the wedding no-show. People who dragged me online were suddenly apologizing. Donations to my foundation doubled. The world finally understood. My parents disappeared from the internet, but not for long. 3 weeks went by before they returned, this time with a lawyer. I was driving the kids to school when security messaged me that they were back and trying to serve me papers. They claimed I was keeping them from their grandchildren. The word stuck in my throat, not biologically, not legally theirs. They were mine. I dropped the kids off, went home, and confronted the lawyer at the gate. He tried to hand me an envelope, smirking. I told him to send everything through legal channels and walked away. But they did file the petition. They accused me of alienation, defamation, cruelty. They painted themselves as the victims who just wanted family back. The court summoned us for a meeting. I agreed. If I refused, it would only give them more ammunition. So I sat in a cold courtroom and watched them walk in dressed for sympathy. My mother opened her arms like she expected me to fall into them. I stepped back. "You didn't miss me on my wedding day," I said, and all the sweetness drained from her face. They claimed they were overwhelmed, sick, confused. They wanted to rebuild. But it wasn't me they wanted. It was access to the life I built, the children I raised, the comfort they never gave me. I kept my voice steady. I told them they had no right to my kids or my peace. The judge didn't need long. The petition was denied. There would be no visitation, no mediation, no access. Walking out of that building felt like closing a book I'd been trapped inside for years. A book I never chose but finally finished. I picked the kids up early from school and took them for ice cream. We danced in the kitchen, pasta boiling on the stove, laughter bouncing off the walls. That night I noticed the home keychain on my bedside lamp, the one they'd picked out for me. It meant we belonged. It meant they felt safe. A year passed quietly after that. The house was warm, the kids were thriving, my foundation expanded, and I wrote a guide for new foster parents. My parents never reached out again. One evening I sat on the porch while the kids played in the yard, sunlight soft on their faces. My oldest climbed into my lap and whispered, "Mama, are we safe forever?" I wrapped my arms around her and kissed the top of her head. "Yes," I said, "we are home." And for the first time in my life, the word felt real.